this is Gundy Keller. I think I know Gundy for decades.
Yeah. Let's not talk about it.
Well, let's talk about music. Let's talk about sex. No, I've seen you on many trade shows, and you are the expert for guitar synthesizers, for Boss products. I've seen you demonstrating complicated stuff.
Very odd stuff.
Yeah.
Japanese products.
Yeah. And the thing is, you also have a studio. You are a producer.
Sure.
Yeah. And
I do consulting for guitar players, you know, that are desperate to find their guitar tone, and I ran a music school with 22 teachers for over 20 years.
So he knows the business, and he knows what I like about you is you have a big range of things that you know, from the producer perspective, from the musician perspective, and you know, a product specialist at a level which is unique on this blend. You know, there's many guys that can play, but you know the detail, the level down. Maybe you can explain the 4-cable method. What is it? I mean, it's like you have an amplifier like this one, and it has an effects loop, and there's your guitar, and what is the 4-cable method?
You know, funnily, the 4-cable method has been around
for ages.
For ages, since we started using effects loops on guitar amps.
Yeah.
And I think it started in the 70s when the Mesa Boogie
had the first loop.
Loops and stuff, you know.
With too much high level, because I had one of those Mesas.
So most guitar players have a problem, you know, finding the right connection of, you know, multiple effects.
Right.
You know, in particular, when they have a lot of pedals, you know, sometimes, you know, when I talk to guitar players or they come over to my GK masterclass, you know, they just use the wrong order, and, you know, therefore they have a sound that they're not looking for. So the 4-cable method is actually 2 cables that are connected with a pedal board that is ran in front of an amplifier.
Right.
For instance, a compressor, a wah-wah pedal, pitch shifting,
distortion pedal or booster.
overdrive booster, and even like phaser and flanger.
The old school sounds.
The old school sound.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you use a phaser in the effects loop, you know, it sounds kind of synthetic.
And today we have a nice combination of BluGuitar Amp 1, which is all analog, and the Fractal Audio FX8, which is all digital. So here are a few presets.
So these traditional pedals need to be connected in front of an amp. So in your case, right to the input. Okay. So on the effects loop, you have anything like a noise gate, EQ, like a master EQ, then reverb, delay, chorus. You know, even chorus I use in front of the distortion because it's more organic. It has a little more beat. Okay, and therefore you need 2 cables too. So like years ago, guys had their pedal boards with a rat, you know, a wah pedal, a compressor into the amp with 2 cables, guitar cable and to the amp. And in the effects loop, a lot of times we've seen a TC, G major or something like that. Replays, using Kettner, whatever. You may remember. Okay, so this is basically clear to a lot of people when it comes to a multiple effects processor
that combines both pre-effects and post-effects.
Correct, you know, they get confused by several simultaneous effects send and return loops. So they're all, you know, crazy about how I'm going to do this. So this is the thing I actually want to stretch out in the videos that are upcoming with the amp. old school Boss GT10. And
it's a classic.
It's almost like an outdated multiple effects, but good to go,
right.
because I'm not using any modeling, I'm not using any speaker simulation, but just basic effects like delay, reverb, the EQ, 2 noise gates, you know. And this thing is so flexible, you know, to route effects in a particular order for each patch.
Right.
And you can get dramatic different sounds, even with this unit, you know. And it can even switch the channels via MIDI, and you could trigger the boost. So, I mean, for me, it's a perfect combination. I like to have a certain flexibility, you know, and I need a certain almost rack mount simulation programmability. And this is, and it even has the same color, so it's both silver.
Okay, cool. All I can say is I've seen your videos and I heard some sound clips, you know.
You got jealous, huh?
I got jealous. I said, man, I want this combination. So I need one of your GT10 programs.
You know, I want to also stretch out one thing. I'm not glorifying digital gear, because most of my career in the musical instrument business, I have been showing digital stuff, you know, which sometimes was really painful, but also it does educate you to get the best out of something that you privately would never use. Okay, so finally I, you know, made peace with digital gear, because I figured what is the best of both worlds.
Right.
So tube amps, or
in this case, nanotube amps,
right,
with analog,
you know, that has, you know, a MIDI and kind of, you know,
real beefy and
beefy
punchy
kind of sound, right? And connected with a very practical unit
that has flexibility.
We both know that a diamond compressor is a real good thing.
Absolutely.
You know, that's what I kind of copy from you, you know, because it has a certain sound. But a multiple effects processor has like 5, 6 different compressors, you know, and even like a mid-hump and stuff like that. So you can tailor it and adjust it. And that's what guitar players don't like. They just don't like it. You know, they don't like to read manuals, and they don't like to sit down and figure out what is the best combination. And I did that for my own purpose.
You know, the result to me is very convincing, because, you know, I got jealous and I'm the analog guy, and because you know the analog stuff as well as the digital stuff, and that's the biggest problem.
Dude, I got 13 tube amplifiers at home. They're all cleaned up, you know, and I know what an old school traditional Marshall or Vox sounds like. But in the real world, you know, in today's situation,
it's too heavy, it's too big, it's whatever.
And this thing is actually killing me, because 100 watts out of this thing is friggin' unbelievable.
And I think it's a killer combination with something digital, you know, and then you have all your programs and all your flexibility. And this is what we can see in your beautiful videos.
And honestly, you know, it all comes down to one thing: does it touch you or not?
Exactly.
You know, so the whole day I played with this guitar, you know, from a German guitar luthier, and I'm like, dude, you know, I may have to buy another guitar, and I just have too many, right? And I was using this thing just with a little small box echo unit, and that's it. And the rest, you know, comes right out of the guitar, and your fingers and your heart and soul.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I'm on the mission. Let's face versatility, okay, but also let's scale down the massive options to the very basics and get back to playing.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
Right.
You know.
I've done that today on our little stage, and next time I do it with you.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, serious.
All right.
Gundy Keller, you know.
Thomas Blug.
Cheers.
And one.